Hello everyone, my name is Nolan from the Attending Nolan YouTube channel, and today I'm reviewing the CCM CCM Eflex 5 blocker, and CCM Eflex 5 catch glove. So these are obviously red, and it's an all-weave blocker and glove, same with the pads. And the only non-weave piece would be the DigiPrint like graphic here, and here, which is also implemented here and here. Same with on my glove right there and in the pocket. So getting right into the blocker. So as you can see, this has a pretty good amount of puck marks. The whole set has a pretty good amount of puck marks, except for most of the glove. That's not saying that I can't catch pucks. That's just saying that that is the most new part, which I will talk about in a bit. Getting right into this though, there is somewhere, as this set was used for 4 months quite heavily for the, as I mentioned, Dante Jr.'s the Portland Winterhawks, which is a WHL team. So they have quite a few games and quite a few practices. So, especially in a 4-month short season. Getting right into it, the sideboard, it's almost like a warp here, which does not affect protection at all, and that's likely just from heavy use. Overall, I don't notice any difference, and I would not say that this warping is likely going to happen to a user who's using this just 2 to 3 times a week, like myself currently. Of course, this was like this when I got it, and I don't think it's gotten any worse. I feel that it's been pretty just like that. This is very stiff nonetheless. With or without that curve, it's extremely stiff. And like when you pull out on that, that does not move. And other brands have had difficulties getting it on this level in the past. So your fingers are extremely protected here, as you have this layer, and this layer, which is more of like a connected right to your fingers protection, at least your pointer finger, because that's what mostly is being protected here, as well as this spot with cushion inside and a very stiff piece here with the board. So you have like 2 layers for the thumb, about 3 layers for the fingers, for the pointer finger that is, and then the 1 layer here, which covers quite well. I believe this is a straight finger protection, as there's a more curved one, which I believe is just more of it's a real quick slope here. Real quick slope, like, if I can show you right there, it goes right down. It really protects your fingers. And so there's some wear here, so that these 3 fingers, right, so your middle, ring, and pinky finger are not quite worn down. It's more of just like a discoloration almost. And then your pointer finger, thumb, and main palm here, like main palm area here, is mostly worn. That's where like the whether you use stick tape or the grip from the stick, that's where that's going to be rubbing. And then getting into the wrist, it's extremely mobile. Like you have a lot of movement there. And if you would like to adjust it, there's also a small Velcro patch here that can be adjusted. And then there's also here, which can be, it's kind of like a tightening the wrist here. So you can see where that runs across. But yeah, overall this is a very good blocker. The wear for how extensively it was used is very minimal. Here's some more wear along just the top. The face has very little wear, except for just like right here, which is like if you were to go paddle down, that's the spot that would be contacting the ice the most. As well as maybe if you're like don't have your stick, you might like there might be points where these sides touch the ice, but there are very few times that happens. And so the wear here is like a skate cut right there. A little bit of like, it's kind of misshaped right here on the edge, if you can kind of see that, how it's kind of shaped kind of odd. And then here it's just kind of like wearing down from rubbing, but it's not misshaped like it is over here. So overall, I really like this blocker. Just get some good views here. And I think it's a really good blocker. It's extremely mobile, and I feel that has really helped to benefit my puck playing. Yeah, I really like it. The board is very firm. It's very strong. And even after extensive use by Dante, it still gives off very hard rebounds. They do have an equipment manager that possibly has modified some of the equipment, so I'm not quite sure if there's a possibility that this has been replaced. I don't think it has, but there's a possibility of it. Moving right on into the glove, it's a 590 game ready single tee with white skate lace. Just normal single tee. And so the closure is pretty solid, I think. Some people would, for how much you're spending, they would, for a game ready glove, they would want it to just like close perfectly right out of the box, which is fair for how much you would be spending. I believe this is $550 custom, US, custom, brand new. I did not pay that, as I don't know how you would break it up, because I bought the whole set. But this glove's very good, and as I mentioned, it was basically brand new, so there's probably about 5 or 6 puck marks on it when I purchased it. So it's very new. So it was barely broken in then, and I'm still breaking it in now, which is kind of unfortunate because I feel that it should be, at this point, it should close really well. So I've been using this for over a month, and it's game ready, so that's kind of what you would expect, is that it would be broken in now. But as I mentioned earlier, this is all weave here. This lace here represents that it's a 590. I guess moving on right to the backhand, is you can see here, you have pretty good, like there's a lot of colors here, right? So you have the actual like Gen Pro weave, and then I believe this is a molded foam that has been covered, but I'm not quite sure about that actually. But here, let's say my fist is the puck, and because a lot of people use the back of their hand in the RVH nowadays, and so you would be getting hit on the backhand. The backhand would be getting hit by a puck, possibly, which the protection is slowly getting more and more advanced, which is really just nice to have that. Just protection all over. Even if it's not necessary for your playing style, it's just nice to have for that one time that you get hit in the back of the hand, if that's not your play style, having the backhand on the post. So let's say my fist is the puck, and you're just hitting it. I feel it, but it doesn't hurt, right? So if you really hit it, you can feel it, but it doesn't hurt. And then if you hit right here, you feel it once again, but it does not hurt. And same with here. When you hit it, you do feel it more, and I think that this is a spot that needs to be protected the most, as like your fingertips are right there. And then here, you don't feel it at all, because it's not connected to your fingers. And I have pretty big hands, so I would be able to reach down there. And I just can't. So. And then you move on to like the thumb. You can hear that. That's very protective. I think the only spot that I'd be concerned about is like a puck would really have to wedge in this crease, like right here. That's where you feel it. Is like you could actually possibly get hurt if it reaches in there, which I think you would have to get caught in kind of an odd situation. I think the only way that you're getting hit here is if you cover the puck and somebody comes in with their blade of the stick and really gets in there. And you have to be pretty unlucky to get it in there, because that's kind of a very small spot. Once again, the mobility is very good, similar to the blocker. It's very good. It's kind of a similar setup, to be honest, just like upside down, basically, like this. So think of this as the blocker board, and I guess your hand would be flipped, but hopefully you understand what I'm saying. So like this has some elastic there, which just helps for movement, because a lot of people have their fingers up. They're more 600 break users. That's more what it's meant for, but still, here it's very mobile. And then moving into the internals of the glove, it's very good. I think that like there's a lot of adjustability here. So you have like finger stalls for all the fingers except for like the pinky doesn't have its own stall. It's partnered with the ring finger. And then here is a tag. Here is like you can tighten it down on your more of your fingertips there. And then here it's more on like the back of your hand, and then here's your wrist, which I prefer to crank it down more, as I feel it just helps you feel more connected to the glove. overall, this glove is very good. I really like it, and I was kind of concerned about the game ready aspect of it, but so far, knock on wood, nothing is. I've got no stingers. So this weekend I have a 3-hour tournament that is going to be, it's a 3-on-3 tournament, I believe. So it's just between the teams that I talked about, the league that I'm in, the 18U varsity league. It will be a 3-hour tournament, 3-on-3, so I'll be getting quite a bit of action. So hopefully I'll be able to set up a camera to film that. And I think it will be a pretty good test to see these pads in action. And maybe I'll get a lot of shots on the glove side so I can talk about how I felt after that. Thank you very much for watching, and have a good weekend and stay safe. Thank you.